All systems go. Clear for liftoff. What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, a.k.a. ToeTagginTambo, back for another edition of the Monday Night Football Showdown show here on the Ship It Nation YouTube station. Make sure to tap that thumbs up on the way in. Subscribe to the channel for all of our free shows. Got Hoopster here with me, got Title here with me, and we're back to break down the final game of Week 15. We've got the Dolphins at the Steelers, and I, for one, cannot wait to watch Chris Boswell kick 17 field goals tonight. Hoopster, got to bring you in first, man. What's going on? How you doing, my friend?
It does seem like a virtual lock for that to occur. I mean, it just these standalone primetime games, especially at home. It's something with Boswell at home in these primetime games. It's like an auto crush. Like he just automatically goes off. So I was thinking about that when I saw this game. That's one of the first things I thought of. So yeah, I mean, we'll definitely talk through it all. But relatively interesting game. I'd say we did get some news like Jalen Warren questionable, but sounds like he's going to play. Whenever they say questionable with the illness, it seems like these guys always play. Like there's not many guys that are sitting out because they got the sniffles. So I think Warren will be in. And yeah, it's an important game, obviously, for the Steelers. I mean, they need to kind of keep winning to hold off the Ravens. So good game.
I'm hoping they lose for that reason. Happy to see the Ravens get the job done yesterday, but the the setup of what you said, like I don't think anybody in the NFL wants to be known as the guy that is out with get some fluids and get in the game. They're not going to miss the game unless something's actually wrong with them. Guys are playing through broken fibulas and you name it. I don't think anyone's getting out. They said he was getting fluids.
It's literally like only the NBA where those guys are just such pussies where they will sit out for that sort of thing. Like every other sport, for the most part, these guys will tough it out. Not the NBA.
What is it? Load management, too. They got all kinds of stuff going on in the NBA. You know, your kid comes to see the game for the first time. This is the only time the superstar is going to be in town. Nope. Sitting today, not coming to play, whatever it might be. Terrible. Title, my man, I got to bring you in here next. We've got the Dolphins at the Steelers, another fun showdown game ahead to round out Week 15. How you doing, my friend?
Good. Yeah, I hope it's fun. I don't know. I'm a little indifferent to this one, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, man, in 2 months, a month and a half, I mean, we aren't going to have football, and I'd rather watch any two teams play. So, yeah, I always love watching football on my screen. We got big prizes, so I'm excited for it. But, yeah, I'm also with you, definitely cheering for the Dolphins. I really want the Ravens to get to the playoffs and somehow outlast the Bills. So I'll be cheering for the Dolphins over here as well.
That'd be great. I would love that as well. Kenny Z, my man, in the chat. This is the winner yesterday of the Golden Shipper over at the Ship It Games, round out the second last week. So this will be the last week for Ship It Games, the main setup to get to the 48, 49, 50 of the Golden Ship-Its. And then starting in week 17 will be round one. So we'll keep an eye on your emails if you did make it in and get a Golden Ship-It. And if you're looking for one, and the last opportunity is going to be this week. So the winners will be announced on Thursday for the last two that we announce up front. And then tomorrow morning, check your emails for the final Golden Shipper opportunity where 199 will get to play down for the final Golden Ship-It of the contest. So it's exciting stuff. Congrats to Kenny for yesterday and our man Derek. I don't know if he got the promotion yet. I know last time he was talking about it, it was on the horizon. Hopefully you got it, my friend. But he says, nothing makes me happier than seeing Chiefs are eliminated from playoffs. I think a lot of people that don't like the Chiefs like seeing that. It's unfortunate that it had to be a minute left where Mahomes tears his ACL. Like nobody wants to see that. Micah Parsons yesterday tears his ACL. Just hate to see all these injuries the way they've been happening. Obviously injuries that hurt our fantasy teams are, one thing you're just, you're tilted for a little bit, but when you see a real life situation like that one, just the way it plays out, it's never fun. Hoop, grand scheme overview, man. You got to give it to us for this one. We talked a little bit about making fun of the kickers off the top, the game and how much it matters and all that to the Steelers, but I don't know. It looks like the weather's going to be okay. Heated field in Pittsburgh. So even if it is a little bit colder, like I saw earlier when I was looking at it, I don't think it's going to matter too much. The Warren news will wait on, but what are some of the other things you're just seeing as far as the slate and how it's going to play out?
One thing for sure is definitely like the captain position, and I'll say like the lack of appealing options. I mean, people look to HN, fine option up top. DK Metcalf, big upside, Jalen Waddle. But after that, it is tough. I mean, for me personally, it is a slate where I could potentially really narrow it down because it's looking like Aaron Rodgers, we have him at like 11%, like Tua 6. Like I just can't see the quarterbacks being there, and you're usually the quarterback whisperer on these shows. So curious to get your take, but I definitely think the toughest part for sure is captain and finding guys that you want to play. You got the Jalen Warren stuff. I do think he plays, but it's like, do I want to put him up top if he is sick? Like, is it more of a split? So that to me is the most difficult part of the slate. We already talked about the Boswell thing. So I don't know. There's not too much more to really talk about. I think in terms of the overview, it's again like, what do you do at captain? And it is tough to find comfortable options up there.
What is this stat now? Like I thought we just saw him. Now they're saying it's under 40 degrees. Didn't he just play in like a super cold game and the Dolphins just shoved? It was like 34 something like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember, but now they're just adding like different degrees to it. So if it's only 38 degrees, you can play him. If it's once it's under 40 though, you can't play him. He's 0-5. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Title, do you have any thoughts on that stuff? And then anything you want to talk about to add on just to what Hoop went through there?
Yeah, no, maybe it was they played the Jets on December 7th in New York, so I assume it was kind of pretty cold there. But
that doesn't count. Like facing the Jets does not count as performing
they
well.
Put up 34 points.
That was,
but he only went 13 for 121 and 127 yards. So Hoop has definitely been on that train.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like the big narrative guy, but he is awful in cold weather. Some guys honestly like golf outside of the dome typically sucks. I mean, yes, there's going to be situations where he doesn't, but Tua throughout his career has been played worse in cold weather. To me, there's no denying that.
Oh yeah, I just funny, like I said.
But he's played, but like you always say, he's played bad in cold weather until he doesn't, or
I just laugh more when they add like the temp on there. It's like, this guy's good up to certain degrees now. They gotta like always. There's always a new angle for any narrative, right? That's what I laugh about, but. The chat's going off. They already said like Captain Boswell reporting for duty. Boswell captain night. We all know it. Captain Boswell there. Yeah. Jonnu Smith revenge game. Jonnu is interesting later when we get to what that would look like for leverage and stuff. But even last night, that's crazy too. Aubrey, everyone was laughing in the Discord because of how much I played a ton of Aubrey, obviously, and I'm going to play a ton of Boswell tonight as much as I make fun of the scoring. But Aubrey did that crazy fake field goal to start the game. What can't Aubrey do? And then everyone was so mad they didn't get his rush yards. It's like, just take the fact that he did something and they're moving the ball. It just depends on what your lineups look like, I guess. But I thought that was an awesome way to start the slate. Title, I'll let you carry on. Anything else you want to add? If not, you can start getting into these captains and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, we have, Achan's the clear guy. He could push 30, 32%. And you don't see that very often as a road dog running back, but he's a receiver, running back. He does it all for the team. Get there in so many ways in so many game scripts. And then the lack of options or appealing options on the Pittsburgh side, I guess. Yeah, like DK Metcalf kind of stands out, but Gainwell, Warren are kind of in a split. They have a million tight ends, as we saw weeks ago in the Cincy game. So it's a lot more difficult to pinpoint over there. I will say just like grand scheme kind of, but we have a good amount of value on this slate. Unlike some slates we've talked about, Dulcich, Scantling, my guy Scantling's back in the mix. Darnell Washington, Jonnu, Freiermuth, Calvin Austin. Like there's definitely people with real projections that will be on the field below 4K, which makes it even easier to spend up for captain if you do want to do so, which I plan on doing on a lot of teams. Obviously, I'll be playing a good amount of Achan, but I think Waddle is a very interesting play. We're showing him at 10% captain. Yeah, maybe that's right. I think Achan does get a little more than probably most have it projected. We have 26 right now. Again, I just think it comes back to people are going to struggle clicking a lot of other names, and we could see like 32, 33. If that's the case, Waddle comes down a little bit, and he leverages off, like so does Tua, but I don't like Tua as much. But if Waddle scores twice, Achan's not scoring twice. Or if he catches 8 balls, Achan's not catching as many. So I really do like Waddle up top after Achan. I think Darren Waller is interesting too. He's like a mid-tier captain option, but he just has such high-value targets. The red zone, he could easily score twice. The snap counts have been going up a little bit. He's another Dolphin that I will be playing up top. After that, though, I struggle. Not really sure. I don't think I'm going to play Tua. If I played a quarterback, it would be Rodgers. And I think I'll play a little Rodgers just because he has so many tight ends he can spread it out to. He has DK. He can drop it down to his running backs. He's going to be low-ish owned. So I'm fine with Rodgers up top. DK Metcalf for sure. And then, this Warren Gainwell stuff is a little difficult. Right now, I actually think I prefer Gainwell up top because he is $2K cheaper in the flex, $3K cheaper at captain. If there is any bit of illness or if they do like split it a little bit or want Warren take a little bit off his workload, Gainwell's been great in his opportunities. I think I'll embrace the unknowns a little bit and the 2K savings in the flex. I think I'm going to play some Gainwell up top. After that, though, I'm struggling pretty hard. Waddle, Achane, Metcalf, Gainwell, Waller, maybe a little bit of Rodgers. I'll see what you guys say after that.
I think roster construction, as usual, is going to be important because, like you said, when it's not a lot of captains that you like, it's like, okay, I can go to Darren Waller up top at 6,600, and that I can definitely make sense of that for a couple of reasons. One, he would leverage HN, and without going to Tua, you still get a piece of that action on that side. He makes for a different build altogether, and then you might not have to go to some of these value plays and try and figure out, is it Westbrook Akine? Is it Scantling? Is it Pat Freiermuth or whatever? And all these guys. So there's certainly something to be said from that standpoint when you're doing it. And then the other thing is just the Rodgers thing. I'll talk about for 2 seconds. He's the quarterback I have interest in here. When you've got 3 tight ends alone that he can throw to, there was a game earlier this season where he threw a touchdown to all of them. I think it was like first it was Jonnu, then it was Darnell Washington, then it was Freiermuth ends up being the guy you needed. It's like, if that's the case, and then you add the Metcalfs and the Austins and guys like that of the world, he could even throw it down in a check down to Warren or Gainwell or whatever. I at least have some interest in him. And I like your call out about Kenny Gainwell, opposite of our guy yesterday that we made fun of in Cooper Rush. Kenneth actually does gain quite well sometimes and can be explosive with the ball. So we don't mind him. And at the price savings, I actually like that our guy on fluids might get back into the game and play and get Warren in there, because maybe that keeps the ownership down a little bit on Gainwell, or at least in check versus what it would have been. So I like that call quite a bit. And the savings of 2,000, looking at the props. By the way, we'll get to FanDuel pricing later, but the pricing is insanely different today in a lot of different spots. So that's something else to call out. But for me, more Achane, Waddle, Waller, pretty straight up. And on the other side, pretty straight up as well. It is more Gainwell, Metcalf, and Washington. Darnell Washington is cheap, super cheap. Sorry, not a captain, but just another guy I was thinking of. But Austin, as another guy that I would put up top as a cheaper captain. So it is Gainwell, Metcalf, Austin, Rodgers, Austin being the last. And on the other side, it's more Achane, Waddle, Waller. Hoop. Anything you want to add there? Anything else you got to add to it?
Yeah, I like the Waller call just because he can have a big game, like 2 touchdown games, probably enough for him to be the optimal captain. So I like that call, but I think I'll keep it pretty tight outside of that. Like Achane is definitely going to be higher owned than we're showing, and I think anyone else is showing. It's just the obvious play at captain that a lot of people go to. I like Jalen Waddle for sure. I think Waddle makes a lot of sense, and then DK Metcalf. I like him. I'm not going to mess, I don't think, with like Gainwell or Warren, and I will keep Boswell up there just for the hell of it, just because who knows? Like he can get 20. Like he can definitely.
I forgot about that. We definitely got to add that in. I have him in the pool for sure. This guy's getting up there.
Yeah, and then I randomly just thought about something because I know I left the show a little bit early yesterday, but I remember like one of the last things I said, and before I left was in regards to Genty. I was just seeing if this is a spot where I can just go ahead and victory lap that, like worst play on the slate, and it ended up being true.
I got
2% guy can never be the worst.
He was 2%. He was 2%.
I didn't look, but I mean,
nobody owned him.
Yeah,
but I will say, I gave you the props this morning on Takedown Breakdown. There was 2 really good calls that you had. That was certainly one of them. In Genty was very good. He said he's the worst play, and he was pretty bad. But as a play, I don't know. But the result certainly very bad. And then you had the McBride call. The McBride call
was your best call for sure. I thought of that when he kept nuking.
But you know what, Title? He didn't show up anywhere. Not even in the top 10 of the Millie Makers.
So expensive.
And he was so low owned and so expensive.
Yeah,
like you could have played like if you did the right stuff around it. But it's like if you went Tracy, there wasn't, I guess, kind of enough. But that was a great call for the McBride stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
And Kenneth Walker, man. What is going on with Kenneth Walker? I don't know. I just keeps burying my team.
Honestly, just might be better. Like I don't know. Like he's just not. I don't know. Yeah, it is. He's definitely frustrating.
I think it's all just delusion on our part, and mine included, very much so. We just keep playing this guy, and then we hate ourselves for it after. It's like there's just no need or no reason. It's when we were making fun of Hunter Henry forever. I know he came out and had that nuke game after we made fun of him. But it's like we always play this guy. He always gets at least some ownership. Walker lately has been getting a lot, and then it's like he does absolutely nothing. So it's unfortunate the way the slate's set up. But like yesterday, it was Seattle D was popular. Oh, might as well throw a little Kenneth Walker in with that popular defense and get nothing out of either of them. That's perfect. Feel great.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Woody Marks stuff. So they said last week Achane could have came back if they were playing the Jets. They're out of the playoff contention. Like, why would you even risk anything? So I'm not worried about it. But I mean, the same could be said. Woody Marks against the Chiefs was banged up. It seemed like almost every other play 2 weeks ago, and then same thing happened last week, and then he eventually sat out in the second half. Now it's day to day. I don't hate if you're trying to make a case to fade him, but I think he's pretty close to 100%. They said like he could have came back as emergency if they needed last game, so I'm not worried about it. But I mean, he's going to be owned. If any reason to talk yourself out of the mega chalk guy, you can't go wrong.
Man, this is a really good compliment, Hoop, because first of all, Jerry Matt is saying nice things about you. Said, what a stud, all dressed up. And second of all, he's coming off a $20,000+ day over at Ship Nation, member at the community there. And so he's got no reason to butter you up. I mean, he's already feeling pretty good. And he's just adding this on top. So that's a really good compliment right there. A lot of people
you went to lunch, didn't you?
Might be my new style for the shows. I mean, you never know. It might show up every day with like a nice shirt and some hair gel in.
Did you go to lunch with the father-in-law?
How do you know?
Because
once a year,
literally the last time you did that when you were dressed up like this,
you have a great memory. That's exactly where I was.
I was just gonna say the same.
Luncheon with my father-in-law. That's hilarious. Great call. That's exactly where I was.
Yeah, there's some other guy, Dulcich, and we'll get to Darnell Washington. Yeah, we'll get to the tight end position. A lot of people want to talk about the tight ends today. We'll see, but. Hoop, anything else you want to add at the captain in general or quarterbacks? I know we kind of hit on you kind of hit on Tua Rodgers. I added the Rodgers piece. I think the one thing about him is he does definitely spread it around enough that it could just be him, but it's, kind of like the JJ McCarthy situation last night. Has to have that kind of game. You'd think for him to be up there. So I don't know if you think anything you want to add to that. If not, take it to running back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like if I'm playing one up top, it would definitely be Rodgers over Tua. I can't click Tua up top, and I don't know if I'll click Rodgers, but I think the case is much stronger for Rodgers than Tua. Both obviously fine in flex. Running back spot, I mean, Achane, not much more to say. I mean, very stable. I'm not worried about the injury at all. I mean, they said he could have came back, and I do believe that didn't look bad, so I think he's totally fine. Ownership's going to be massive. I mean, he's the clear stud, the clear spend up on the slate, captain, flex, whatever sort of roster construction you can just fit right into. So I'm fine with that. Jaylen Warren, definitely, I think he plays. And, if he doesn't, obviously Gainwell becomes very strong. But I do think there is a chance that it is a little more of a split. So I will be cautious with how much Warren I get. Gainwell's fine. And then it does really dry up after that. I mean, 6,800 for Jalen Wright. You can't pay that. Like, there's no way. Like, he has to score probably twice. So I think that's so they price these guys up in case Achane was going to miss, and it kind of takes them out of play. Like Wright and Ollie Gordon can't do that, and I really don't want Caleb Johnson either, unless obviously Warren is out. So Achane, maybe definitely some Warren, but I don't want to go like crazy with Warren and then Gainwell. So I don't know. It's a pretty weak position after Achane in my eyes.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff, even if people see boosted stats as of late, it was because of the Achane injury in the last game. So that's where those guys got in there. Some I actually think Ollie Gordon, I'm not in love with this play. I'm just saying as from a flex play, if you were landing on someone there, for me, it'd be more likely to be Ollie Gordon, not just because of the 2K difference, but because he was already being mixed in when Achane was healthy. A lot of the right stuff came after Achane went out. We'd seen Ollie Gordon mixed into these games before. So not really in love with any of that stuff. It's just more of just a mention there. Title, do you want to add anything else on either side of these running back rooms?
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, it's really just like the price the Dolphins guys, like in case Achane missed where the slate just wasn't garbage. So I can't get to Ollie or Wright. But the Gainwell Warren stuff's interesting. I like Gainwell more. But again, I'm worried that ownership, especially with that news and stuff, projections were already kind of close. And that 2K savings, like 9K is a big price for Warren. I could see Warren being like a mid-20, low 20s and Gainwell getting like mid-30s. So the game theory aspect, if you need to get different on your team, I don't hate Jalen Warren because you're looking at props. I mean, the targets have been awesome. Rodgers loves checking the ball down to Kenny Gainwell. His receiving prop or his reception prop, 3.5, minus 149 on the over, 4th on the slate. And then the rushing receiving between the two, Warren 69.5, Gainwell 58.5. It's pretty close. And yeah, again, if there's any bit of like Warren is not feeling good and they want to give a little more to Gainwell and take a little off him, I mean, you could see pretty much like almost the same prop stuff. So I definitely like Gainwell more in a vacuum, but I am thinking that we do see a big moonwalk back and Warren at a big price tag and Gainwell gets some steam. So depending on how chalky your team is and how it looks, just know what you're getting into. And yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I'm not going to exit out, but at their price tags, it'd be really hard for me in a hand build to click both of them if I'm captaining one of them. Because if I'm captaining one of them, I'm just hoping that it's just almost all of them. They got all the touchdowns. Like one of them, they rode the hot hand or whatever it was. So not exit out. You can get different in Showdown, win a lot of money if it works. But I don't love it at the prices.
What was the Gibbs Montgomery one that got there recently that we talked about? I know it was ugly, but it was against Dallas,
What was
right?
that
Gibbs
for?
Montgomery Bates with Dak, Flournoy, and Aubrey, right?
Yeah, but like if CD doesn't get hurt there, like I don't. The lineup
Probably
looks
doesn't
completely different with up top there. So
Yeah, good call.
But that was the game.
Sure. No, agreed. That makes a ton of sense. That's what I look at that stuff too. Same type of idea. Philip Rivers will start in week 16 as well. We're gonna get the dad bod's gonna run it back. That was insane.
Oh, I wanted them to win so bad. I wanted that kick to miss. Groupie, what a leg. I mean, he gave him a chance. And the
He really
kickoff
did.
stuff, I hate like it's always at like the 30, like you need literally 18 yards nowadays. You get the ball at the 35, and these guys are kicking it from 60.
Oh, it's so stupid.
That's
They
why-
gotta figure that out.
Trump was right. He said he hates it. He said he wants him to go back.
It does have to go back. Make the
Forgot he
offenses
mentioned
like
that.
do something.
It is stupid though. Yeah, it's like you get it at the 35. That's one over the middle completion for 15 yards, and you pick up a couple more. Especially with these kickers. Like these kickers
Insane.
now are banging 60-yarders like it's an extra point from the 2-yard line. It's insane.
Know where you should get it? You should get it right at your goal line. You got to take it in the end zone. Everything's a safety's live, every single one. You snap it from the end. It's got to go the whole way. No
How about
cheating, no 10
no
yards,
touchbacks?
nothing.
Like nothing's that you can't get a touchback. You have to run everything up.
Just or yeah, that's the
Well,
case. You have
injuries,
to
they're
run it
trying
out.
to take that away.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I know. But anyway, it should be
You're
that
playing
they play
football. You're
attack.
playing. I mean, you're literally playing football. And I mean, not to be mean, but the guys on the kickoffs are like the least important dudes on the team. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah. I don't know. Someone said just get rid of field goals. You get these guys out of here, man. Just doing all this warm-up shit on the side and trying to act crazy. But by the way, we always bring a little show love in here. I know Title definitely never seen, but did you tell me about Chad Powers? Hoop? Was that you? No, you got to watch
No.
Chad Powers. It's 6 30-minute episodes. It's like Eli
Okay.
Manning produced, and it's hilarious. And it's like a Hulu show, but it's very similar to like Ted Lasso. And it's a football story, though. It's about a quarterback, like a college quarterback.
All my free time on the TV right now is dedicated to Tulsa King. So
What about
trying to get
Landman? Landman's getting even
Well,
better.
I'm just waiting for that to finish up the season so I can watch them all at once.
All right. It was good, though. People got it. It'll take you 3 hours to watch it. I watched it all
Okay.
in one day. But yeah, anyway.
All right.
And Trevor Lawrence.
That is one of the more impressive things that you actually watch TV shows because I mean you are nonstop grinding, working, like doing shit. Like you don't sleep, do you?
I do. Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been my goal for
And
2025.
you must be very, very efficient with your time. Like very.
Almost like you know me, Hoop. Business partners, and you know about how efficient I am with my time. Yeah, that's exactly it, man. We're grinding always. We love it. Where do we leave this off? The running backs. I just want to add to Title's point there. Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting because right now you still do see Warren higher owned. But when people start to be like, oh, it's a bigger price tag, big boy price tag, and Gainwell kind of this, and what if this on Jalen Warren? I mean, he's still, the books aren't that scared of him. Like the props are still out there. They're leaving him sit. You go bet his unders if you don't like his spot here. So it could be something where you end up seeing from a game theory perspective. I still like Gainwell more, but I think it is interesting now that if Warren moonwalks back, you got to pay $2,000 for it, but you can, right? There's opportunity here. So I think that's the other interesting side of it. Nothing else for me at the running back hoops. So I'll let you take it to wide receiver. We mentioned Waddle, Metcalf. I think when we were talking captains, both those guys are interesting up top. And I know we already hit on captain, but that would be my takeaway there. The Steelers side, I mean, really both these sides, super muddy after wide receiver 1. You're like, okay, do I really want Malik Washington? Do I really want Calvin Austin, etc.? But I think there's differences between them. What do you think?
Well, I think the main thing is like after wide receiver 1, the best pass catchers are probably tight ends, which we'll get to next. And there's like a lot of tight ends that are viable. So these guys are on paper, wide receiver 2 and 3, but really they're options like 4 and 5 in the offense. So Waddle is great, good play. I shouldn't say great, he's a good play. DK Metcalf, good price tag, 94, solid play. Malik Washington, I think, is fine. And then it gets kind of ugly. Calvin Austin, 3,800, definitely going to play him. Like Adam Thielen, I can't get excited to play freaking Adam Thielen. MVS, definitely not. Westbrook Akine, Cedric Wilson, it just gets ugly. And, again, if you're playing 150 lineups, then, yeah, keep these guys in. But I would be very cautious with, how much I get at these guys. The tight ends really, to me, are options, 2 and 3 and on almost both sides, which we'll talk about next. So outside of the obvious guys like Waddle and Metcalf, there's the next tier, I think, is like just Malik and Calvin Austin, who I trust. And then it's just, throwing scraps out there. If you are playing Aaron Rodgers teams, captain teams, and Thielen and MVS become a little more playable, but it's ugly after those main guys.
Yeah, we got to welcome in our man, Ricky Rose. I just saw him in the welcome chat in the Discord. I said, what's up? He said, just want to say I'm really glad to be a part of Ship It Nation. The Sims are really great, and the videos are so helpful. And now I'm hoping it pays off. Yeah, I would love to see it. A lot of people paid off a lot of things over this weekend. So it was another big weekend across all sports. We love to see that. And some really big ROIs, like $9 into $1,600, like just massive returns on those things. A couple $100 into 25,000, a single bullet last night for $400 into 50,000. We saw like just a ton of big stuff. Nades is getting so hyped up over Riley Patterson in the chat. We'll get to the kickers, Nades. We're still on wide receiver, but Title, do you got any different thoughts here on these guys? Like, man, I love the point Hoop keeps making, and this is another Slate for it perfectly where he said it, of they're not really wide receiver 2s. Like Kenneth Gainwell is the wide receiver 2. Darnell Washington or one of those tight ends is the wide receiver 2 or 3 AB. Like it's not really going to be any of these guys until it is, of course. But, Calvin Austin, Adam Thielen, Valdez Scantling, like what are these guys doing here? And then take us to the Dolphins after that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys said it best. Like looking at props, it's crazy. The only receivers outside of Waddle and Metcalf that are listed is Malik Washington and Calvin Austin. Like there's Dulcich, Freiermuth, Jonnu. Like these guys are irrelevant. Outside of Waddle and DK, Malik Washington would be my favorite, but he's 5,800. He hasn't done shit all year. I've tried to make it work in showdown stuff. Gadget guy, like he's irrelevant. It's Achane, it's Waddle, and it's the Ollie Gordon stuff, and then it's the tight ends. On the Pittsburgh stuff, yeah, like Austin, Scantling, Adam Thielen. I think if I had to pick one, I think I'll just go Scantling. Rodgers, I mean, you can go all the way back. Rodgers and Scantling back in Green Bay, and he spreads the field. He can run fast. He can run straight. Rodgers can take a shot sometimes. Rodgers is the analytical mind where 3rd and 9, he'll bomb a 60-yard pass because it's like a punt if it doesn't work that way, which I always like. Give your guy a chance. Maybe Scantling, that's him. I mean, you're not going to see Adam Thielen run and go routes and stuff fast. So sure, if I had to say one, I guess Scantling. I will not have much of anybody outside of Waddle, Metcalf, a little bit of Washington. Then it'll just be mixed in, and that's in like you play any of these guys. That's what gets you different in your teams. Chalk. Play one of the receivers. Hope they get you 6 or 7, and maybe that's enough. They're all going to be low owned. Man,
I'm just waiting to see Rodgers run up to Thielen, the two old boys running up and saying what's up after a touchdown. I did read this article, and I went to find it again here today doing some research, and it said Adam Thielen will be more involved in the passing game. DK Metcalf and Rodgers praised him for working late to get ready for the game last week. He logged half the snaps already, had an opportunity at a touchdown, and said that they think you'll see him more involved in this game. He was wide open for a touchdown on the throw that just missed him there last game. So They said he got a crash course last week, played the 25 snaps, and ready to go. So said they won't need as much to get ready for this game against the Dolphins. So maybe they're expecting to use him more, Hoop. But anything else you want to add there to anything we've said? I don't have anything else here. If not, you can take us to the tight ends.
I mean, just imagine you're almost done with the NFL season, a few games left, and you're making a push to the playoffs. And you are banking on a mid-30s white dude at wide receiver to help you get over the hump into the playoffs. Like, come on now. Like, that just shows, like, how awful of an organization the Steelers are. Adam Thielen, like, is now going to be a big part of your offense. Just –
or how bad's that division? I mean, these guys are sitting up top.
Exactly. I mean, that's embarrassing for everyone else that is in that division for sure.
It's embarrassing for the Ravens, most certainly, because they're the ones that were the biggest opportunity that they've left on the table. They should be up 5 games if they wanted to be. It feels like they could be, but horrible season for them.
Yeah, so bad. We kind of touched on the tight ends a little bit, where it seems like they are the wide receiver 2s in most cases on these teams. Definitely prefer the Miami side. Like Darren Waller, we already talked about it. Fine playing him up top. I think he's got multiple touchdown upside. It's a great price. But I also really like Dulcich. Like, he's out there. They're using him. He gets the ball. He's aggressive with it. Only 1,600. I think he's a great option on this slate. So those two for sure, I think, are great plays. You go to the Pittsburgh side. We always talk about it with Darnell Washington. I mean, there's just something to be said where they can just give it to this guy outside, and then he just runs dudes over for like 30 yards. Like, there's not many guys in the NFL that can just run multiple guys over and go for 40 yards, 30 yards at his size. And at 2,600, just takes one of those plays, and if he happens to score a touchdown on it, you're going to need his ass. So I think he's a great play. Freiermuth will randomly pop up with touchdowns, and then maybe some Jonnu Smith, but just kind of ranking these guys, it would be Waller, Dulcich, Washington, and then probably Freiermuth. But I definitely prefer the Miami guys here, and I like them quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll say more in a second. This was true. Nick brought this up. If Phillip Rivers can throw a touchdown in 2025, Thielen can catch one from A-Rod. And this is another thing, like, fire these Seahawks right into the sun. If you can't, I mean, JSN had 2 targets until there was 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Like, that guy should have 10 targets by half if you have to, like, if that's the type of game you're playing, because it just was brutal to watch, some of these teams. And then the other, or hate on them, even though they're my favorite team, like, let's get 25 from Henry, another 22. And as soon as we cross the half, let's just not give him the ball anymore. I know it's working to the tune of 25 yards apiece, but let's just shut it down and see what Lamar can do. And these shitty little chip passes to guys, like, these teams just drive me up the wall when you're watching it from a fan perspective and fantasy perspective. Some absolutely brutal stuff. Third and 8, let's give Tutu Atwell, who's got to be like 5'8", a shot here instead of just throwing it to Puka, who on 4th gets them at no problem. It's like, why don't you just try that the play before and move it along? Like, just brutal stuff. This is some roulette down here title for sure, because every lineup that fits Freiermuth, it's 2,800 for Jonnu, it's 2,600 for Washington. Washington, because of the fact that he can just sort of what we talked about, just Darnell Smashington, just walk over these guys, his prop gets boosted up now, because, like, if he gets the ball in motion, you might have to add 8 more to that, 10 more to that, whatever it is. So I think he's like almost 23 yards receiving versus these other guys much lower, but they're almost all the same price. We literally watched a game earlier this season where they all were involved until it was like, who's going to break out in the end? It ended up being Freiermuth. So what's your thoughts on the Steelers tight end room? And then Waller versus Dulcich is also interesting just because of the price difference.
Yeah, I mean, I want all these tight ends. If I could be overweight to all 5 of them, Washington, Waller, Dulcich, Fryer, and Jonnu, perfect. And that's why I'm playing none of these receiving rooms. These teams like to play multiple tight ends. They use their tight ends a lot. Rodgers has always liked his tight ends. Dulcich has been solid for him as of late. Waller's a great red zone target. Like, we're looking at these touchdown props. We always talk they're inflated, but plus 255 Waller, plus 390 Washington, plus 450 Freiermuth, plus 450 Jonnu, plus 550 Dulcich. The receivers, plus 800 MBS, plus 800 Thielen. Where is it? Plus 1,700 Nick Westbrook-Ikine. Like, Calvin Austin, plus 500. I just give me all these tight ends, and they're all in the same price range, and they're going to be on the field. Like, they can easily – you can leave money a lot easier when playing them, in my opinion, because they have 40-yard upside and touchdown. That's 11, 12 points. Maybe that can outscore the kickers or the defenses. We'll get to them in a little bit. But if you drop from the kickers to one of these tight ends and they outscore, you could be looking at a lot less dupes. I'm not going to pretend I really have a lean. I think it's Darnell Waller is my favorites, but I'm just going to be mixing and matching and playing a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think that's the way to handle it. And where's this one? Nick said, is 4 tight ends too many? Here's the thing about tight ends in a good matchup yesterday. You can go right back to Baltimore and Cincinnati and tell me how many tight ends were too many. The answer was 1. And I know I played 2 in a lot, and I was getting them back and forth against each other. And those were really hurtful spots because I had some lineups that were like 185 and 190 on DraftKings that had Gesicki and Likely in it or something like that to round it out. So while they helped get those points on the board, it would have been nice if they actually put points on the board. I think all 3, I guess you could add in Tinsley, not a tight end at all, but just say the 4 cheapies within that game. If you played all 4 of those guys or 3 of them at a time, I think they all 4 combined for like 3 or 4 catches for 38 yards or something. It was very bad. And, Chad's talking about Jonnu Smith revenge game. Maybe. Like, we'll see. Like, again, like those types of things, you just have no idea. And if instead Darnell Washington's the guy that's open for it, they're not going to not throw it to him because Jonnu equals revenge. They just want to get the touchdown.
No one cares about that. I mean, if you're open, he's getting you the ball, but they're not force feeding them the ball because it's a revenge game. Maybe there's a design play if you believe in that stuff, sure, but
I think it's also too a lot of the times. I don't know about tonight's scenario because I again don't care about any of this stuff or dig into it. But besides the fun bit doing the content and whatnot of like let's look up the birthdays, have some fun with it. But really, I like half the time people say revenge. It's not even revenge. It's like the person wanted to go or their contract was up, like didn't work out. They don't have any revenge. They went to a better spot or a different scenario, or that's the business of playing football. So people just assume when they're against their old team, it means automatic. But there's certain scenarios in the NBA and in NFL as well, where like someone did them dirty or like didn't come out the right way that they'll try and hammer it onto them. But in this case, I'm not sure if that's going to be it. So
yeah, NBA, we talk about it all the time, but you bring the ball up. Luka brings the ball up. If he wants to shoot, he can shoot. Like it's 24-second shot clock. There's so many possessions. NBA, we talk about that does matter. Baseball means nothing. Like you always try and go do it. NFL,
but even that one is like Luka is going to have good games. They care more.
And he sucked yesterday. He had like 41 DK points against Phoenix yesterday.
Booker. I was just going to say they got the win though. So maybe that was the revenge, because they whispered in each other's ears and got into some pushing matches before. The NBA is pretty soft too. Not too much goes on there these days like what it used to. I can tell you that much. So, whatever. We'll see. I don't know what LeBron was freaking out about yesterday. I saw that too. He had to get held back or whatever, but
he's starting to annoy me. I mean, I try to,
welcome on board.
So soft.
He's terrible, man. He's just awful. I don't know.
Brooks like hit the ball a little bit, it hit him, and he just like the world ended for him. It was crazy.
Yeah. He's so soft. It's insane.
Yeah, like I think this is funny, and I love all these people in the chat. They're all our friends, but it's like they get up to play someone. Like, no, they literally get up to win when they have to win. Like you got to win games, and it's just a narrative piece when people throw, he did it because of this. Yeah, I know he didn't want to have a good game. He woke up today thinking I'd have a mediocre game, but since I'm playing Dylan Brooks, I'm going to play extra hard today and play good. It's just, I don't know. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I don't care. Some players will talk about it, I'm sure, and they'll say, yeah, it was a little bit of extra because someone didn't draft me or whatever. Yeah, that's in their heart a little bit, in their head a little bit, but they have a good game because they have a good game. It's like you can't just, if I could turn it on and win 100K a day, I would just turn it on every day and win it. It just doesn't work that way. So, that's how it goes. But anyway, we get to the fun part, kickers and defenses. Nades, I got to go back because here it is. Where is it at? He was going crazy for this one. Hoop, he did the game log for you.
Yeah, perfect.
If you want to see Patterson, look at that.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice. In contrast, our man Boswell's actually had some bad games in there. This is like looking at recent form in the PGA DFS streets where like everyone's on a golfer, but it could be the other guy who's actually been just as good. You never know.
Here's what I want. I don't know if anyone can find it in time, but Boswell in primetime games at home. Like he's got the average has to be at least 15 fantasy points. It has to be. And he's done it for, if someone can find that, I don't know if there's a way to, but like Boswell fantasy points at home in primetime games the last like 5 years. If you can give me that number, I'll send you some gear. Actually, I'm sending out gear tomorrow. So the first person that gets me the legit number on that,
Tambo might find it. I don't even know where I'd start. I don't know if StatMuse has it or something, but I truly don't know where I'd even start to find it. But someone might.
I'm trying to find it here, but
I mean, just crushes in these spots. So yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Patterson too. I think the kickers are firmly in play here tonight. Both solid options. Patterson, Boswell, Nades did the work and got the game log numbers, and they're big. And I think he can have success here tonight. The defenses, it's going to be just whatever for me. If I get some, I get some. I'm not going to really prioritize it, but kickers, definitely like the kickers a lot here.
Yeah, no, I can't. I don't know. Someone will find it though. I'm sure. Definitely.
I mean,
you're saying over the years, not just this year. You're saying like his whole
career.
Yeah,
I mean, just like going back like last 5, 6, 7 years, like at home in prime time, the dude just smashes. He always
5, 6, 7, 6, 7,
6, 7. Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Someone will find it, I'm sure. But yeah, I think it's just interesting to say. It's like when, like you said, at home too, and the possibility of it all. But he's obviously projecting well for that reason. But it is interesting to Nade's point that if you think about like Tua sucks, for all the stuff that people say, how much do they actually be about it or relate it back to playing DFS? Because everyone says tonight, oh, if I'm going to move off Achane, or they say if I'm going to think that Tua sucks in cold weather, well, then aren't you going to say that all those things could lead to like stalled drives, which could lead to Riley Patterson field goals, which could lead to Riley Patterson captain? So my takeaway would be it is at least somewhat interesting to Nade's for Nade's to bring that up. Like I think that's a way you could look at it. I don't know exactly what those builds look like. I was going to add, I forgot to add this. I'll just circle back because I have nothing else at kickers and D's. I think, same for all, but the Achane Dulcich lineup where it's like a 2-4 allows you to kind of just fill it out with something very chalky of like the exact Steelers that you would probably want. If you go Achane with Waller or flip it around, something like Waller captain with Achane in the flex and whatever, a 3-3 with Tua, you end up with quite a different build, even though it projects very similar. And I think you could end up with less dupes in some scenarios like that because people are just going off of the props with Washington, Dulcich, seeing those guys have big receiving lines and that they make everything else work. So just looking at it from a build perspective, I think there's some different ways that you can do it with looking at it that way. So hopefully some Philly Phantom's got something there. He probably used ChatGPT and this is what it told him. 162. Prompt it again, Philly, and say, break this out over the sample size to see.
I think Mr. Reichland, he's getting Ross, a little closer.
Ross Klein.
Yeah.
Oh, Ross. Yeah. I think he's getting closer.
Primetime is sort of hard to find. 17 to 18. Basically, just saying
he's had some very big boy games. I know for a fact. I mean, he's smashed in this spot.
Nice. So, look at this too. A little added bonus stat. He's also had 5 solo tackles and 1 fumble.
I mean, if we can find that shit out, then we definitely should be able to get the field goal numbers.
Against Green Bay, 4 for 4 with 3 50-yarders. Those are all touchdowns. So yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's look at FanDuel because it is somewhat interesting today. There's quite a few differences. Like Waddle is 10-8 on DraftKings Hoop, but he's 9,800 on FanDuel versus DK Metcalf is 9,400 on DraftKings, much less, 1,400 less than Waddle. He is 12-6 on FanDuel. It's like complete opposite guys. It's DK up and Waddle down, and that's just one example. But anything else you're seeing stands out?
Is this serious? Because he had Ben Roethlisberger? Is it no correlation there? Yeah, Jalen Waddle way cheaper, like you said. Oh yeah, so they kind of flip where DK Metcalf is very much more expensive and Waddle's cheap.
It's really the Steelers too, because Calvin Austin is 3,800 on DraftKings, but he's
7,600 on FanDuel. Wow, that's a big. Jalen Wright 7,400. Ollie Gordon 58. So they did the same thing.
Ever since Mac Jones, they're not going to take that chance again at 1K.
No more. Yeah. So I mean, those dudes are definitely out of play. Even Dulcich is 4,400, so he's got a pretty substantial price tag on FanDuel. I don't know. It's probably another slate where probably a harder roster construction on FanDuel than on DK because of these increased prices.
That's what I'm wondering. Title, do you see anything else there? Like I was looking at some of it, but I just from a
there you go. He's averaging 9.5 a game. That's good for a. I mean, that's solid for a kicker. I mean, 9.33 last 5. Oh, you got the exact number. Last 5.
ChatGPT. He did the math for it.
Yeah. Just a little home 112. Yeah, so I mean 9.5 is a legit number, and there's some big boy scores in there too. I guarantee it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? And Bing King said 9.1. He was close too. So
yeah.
ChatGPT got us covered. Can you send ChatGPT some gear, or do you want to send Langley some gear?
Yeah. Langley can hit us up. We'll hit up the info at Ship It Nation. We'll get you something sent out.
Langley C, let us know. So, all right, let's keep it rolling then. I don't see anything else too crazy. I think Darno, I think it was just all the Steelers kind of got the boost, except Thielen went down, right? Thielen goes down from 3,200 to 2,400, probably for good reason. I'm just saying, Gainwell up to 8,800, Warren up to 10,600. Those aren't really drastic because the fact that there's 10 grand more that you can spend. Rodgers went up a couple thousand. That's about right. But it was the Metcalf one was huge. The Calvin Austin III was huge. Washington kind of went up, but really it's Freiermuth. Freiermuth went from 3,000 up to 5,400. I guess it's in line with Washington's 2,600 to 48, but not much cheaper there. Waller, though, on the other side was where they kind of gave the Waddle money to, it looks like, because they've got Waller at 7K as opposed to 4,400 on DraftKings, but Waddle dropped from 10.8 on DraftKings to 98 on FanDuel. Achane goes up a little bit. Tua goes up a little bit. I don't know, Title. Anything else you see?
Yeah, the tight ends, they definitely raised. Scantling's all the way down at mid-price 1K. He will be much more popular over there, especially with how high-price Achane, Metcalf, all that stuff is. A 1K Stone Min punt gets you a little bit. Julian Hill as well. We didn't really touch on him on DraftKings because he has somewhat of a real price tag at 1.4K, and the other tight ends and stuff are cheap enough and close enough in his price range. Him at Stone Min 1K, though, again, Jonnu's 2.8K more. Dulcich is way more. And people will definitely be playing these 1K guys with how the pricing sets up. Other than that, I mean, kickers, like same as DraftKings, kickers will be a lot higher owned than the defenses. So that's a pivot right there if you want. But yeah, the main thing, like you mentioned, the DK Metcalf, but Scantling on FanDuel will be much more popular.
Yeah. I guess we didn't spend a ton of time on defense itself, because it's your most hated spot. But is there a chance tonight you just see both these teams stall out heavy and just play horrible? And it's like either D is really involved. Is there something you could see where that's happening?
I could see that sort of game for sure. I mean, just make sure you're building your entire team to kind of correlate to that sort of game type, I'd say. But I think it's definitely in the cards tonight.
You guys hear about TJ Watt?
Which his 1 in 10?
His he got a collapsed lung from dry needle, like his own. The Steelers, like, I mean, imagine being that guy, the head of this acupuncture, whatever, giving your own star player a collapsed lung. I mean,
I doubt he works there anymore. Title.
That's what I was gonna say. Is he still in the building?
Didn't this happen to Tyrod Taylor with the Chargers too? Similar?
Oh, what was that? They didn't he get an injection or something? And
something like this in the same type of thing, though, but they went into his lung instead of wherever they were trying to.
Crazy. Yeah, there you go. BW all over it.
Yes, that is it.
Yeah, I wonder if he's in the building or not. My guess is probably not.
Can't imagine, yeah.
And now they are 1 in 10 without him. Someone said it earlier. I think it was Tyler mentioned it. Tyler Hicks is like, it's going to break tonight because Tua's 0-4, 0-5, whatever it is, with the certain degrees that you got to know that. And then you've got 1 in 10 on the other side. But then you also have Tomlin has a 22-game winning streak. I don't even know if that's still, is that real still? I knew he did have that for a while, but Tomlin, Monday Night Football win streak, is it? What is it? Yeah, Tomlin, the Steelers have won 22 consecutive home games on Monday Night Football.
Because of Boswell. Boswell field goals.
Because of Boswell field goals.
Tambo, what do you think the AFC North odds are for Steelers and the Ravens?
I don't know. It should be favored to the Ravens.
Ravens are favored now.
Minus 125, 105. But I mean, they were like minus 250, minus 300 not too long ago. So
well, the Ravens just got a big boost. I mean, you normally have the Survivor thing right up, ready to go. I'll pull up something just to look at it quickly, just to see. But week 17, I was, and it's still, they can lose it for sure. But I did not want to go into Green Bay. But now with Micah Parsons and the ACL, it's unfortunate. Like I just talked about this earlier, from a real life perspective, that sucks. I hate to see that, but I'm just saying from a fan perspective for the Ravens, might have got a little bit easier. And Pittsburgh and New England are both scary because the division and what's going to matter. But of course, we play Pittsburgh in week 18. So it's going to be pretty wild down the stretch for those Ravens. But I still think the Ravens pull out and get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's been brutal for the Pack. Tucker Kraft and now Micah Parsons with ACLs. That's no bueno.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Just hate it. Like, just man, like the worst injury too. Just like, well, there's tons of bad injuries, but like it's the worst to recover from. These guys, it's different, right? When you're a professional athlete, you're going in for the surgery the next day, which is the best versus someone who has to sit at home and wait for a cadaver or wait for timelines of whatever your country's health policies are, where you got to wait to get it done. But it's still a terrible recovery to go through all that stuff and get back to it. And just the older you are, the longer you've been playing, obviously the tougher it is. So just brutal stuff when you see that stuff happen.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? What did someone say about the Titans for Survivor this week? Should be a wild sweat. What's that one? What do we got this week?
I don't know. I was just looking.
Well, they have the Chiefs.
What's the odds?
I don't know. The Chiefs are still favored by I think like 3.5, but
did you see that? It came out last night. Now I know what they're talking about. So they're in Circa. There's a guy left, and I saw that. I think
he only has Cowboys and Chiefs, and you have to play a Christmas Day slate. So yeah, he's gonna pick a dog. 1 out of 10 left. That's brutal. His equity, so it's not gonna get chopped till after that, if at all.
What do you do? Do you just go with Minshew and just run the Minshew mania and hope it hits? They're still favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Whatever the odds gives you the best chance, I guess. But we saw it on Thanksgiving. Like NFL's a crazy week. I mean, he could solo ship that puppy with not making a mistake, but getting unlucky just because how the NFL goes. So tilting, man. Looking at that run out, it would have been the nut. I mean, because the Chiefs lose the week 17 or week 16, so it's Buffalo, Houston, known as Houston. Survivor's a cruel game.
It really is.
Pretty wild. All right. Anything else, Title? You got anything else you want to add here before we get out of here?
No, I think the more we went through, the more I like it a little bit. I mean, I hope you picked the right 1, 2, 3 tight ends on the slate is I think what it comes down to.
Yep, I agree. Nobody can be mad with I don't want to hear like 1v1s of Washington versus Freiermuth versus Smith. It's gonna suck, but you almost have to have that baked in to have a plan going in, or if you just let it roll with whatever the optimizer gives you, then be good with that. That's your process. That's what you got. You got to run with it. It sucks if you miss, but at the end of the day, definitely an interesting slate from that perspective for these tight ends. Hoop, anything you want to add, man? Any other final thoughts?
Wait, Hoop, did you get any teams through? Are you looking to get any best ball teams through?
Yeah, I'm gonna get one of my 5 right now. Actually, 2 of my 555s are getting through.
All right.
But
Gibbs had to let you down.
I had Amon-Ra, but I think I'm gonna get chased down one. So I think I'll get 1 through, but it's not a great team. It just had like Trevor Lawrence and Amon-Ra on there, so that
helps.
Yeah, but it's not a.
What is this? A best ball squad?
Yeah.
Oh, going with the pores. I see. All right, out yourself now, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, but he's using the 555 stuff, so
yes, I'm in the high stakes stuff. And I will say, man, the best playoff best ball is it's the nut format. Like it is so fun, the playoff best ball stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
We got to get that roll. Maybe Hoop will get on a show and do some playoff best ball.
But people, the crazy part is I still see down here, like people are still doing content and whining about fucking the Kyle Pitts thing. Like, I just can't imagine.
To make things even worse, people are mad at like popular people that are good at best ball, like their pod luck. Which again, like people are envious.
That's the game you're signing up for, like you said.
I've seen multiple tweets on people getting mad at specific people advancing a lot because of their pod luck. Like, I mean, you got to believe it's random, and if you think it's fixed, then why are you even putting any money in the thing?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It is a flawed format. Like the way it's set up is, I mean, just look at this week. Like Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Pitts, like 2 just random guys. Like if you don't have them, Amon-Ra. Like if you don't have them, you're not advancing. You can have the best team all season long. If you don't have those guys and other people do, you're done.
But we knew that.
You knew that coming
for a while.
Yeah. So if you don't like that, go play on the one that you won, the site you won $250,000 on, Drafters, where that stuff gets negated.
Yeah, I didn't have a quarterback the last 2 weeks. I would have had stone dead, no chance to win. But
Yes.
it's the whole week. Each week's independent. That's the best.
You got anything live on Drafters title?
No, this year, last year, I did the least amount of volume because of I'm a slow draft and traveling. So no, I'm stone dust this year, last year. That's a once in a lifetime thing. I don't think I'll be up there anytime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the draft. Honestly, the draft. People like best ball, I think, because it's something that keeps them engaged in football all year long. But the format is awful, like beyond awful, where you get in and then you got to win one of 12, and then still produce when you get to the main event. It's like insane.
So hard.
Yeah.
I think so my take on that is like, as it's going to keep growing. Best ball is phenomenal. I get it. I'm saying, but like for the pool stuff is going to keep growing. Like we were doing stuff really solid this year. Like all three of us particularly got more into it than I ever expected. We literally talked every show, pre-show. We could talk about business. We could talk about life, like everything we've got going on. And we were like Survivor this week. And it was just so fun. Yeah. It's like golf one and dones, right? You set it up. It's the easiest format. You can put up decent money, like $250, $300 in Survivor. You can put $5,000 or whatever you want to put in, a couple $1,000 buy-ins, like anything, any dollar amount you want, but there's something for you every week. And there's some real strategy to it where teams are literally sitting dead and you're like, oh, I still have these teams left. There's a balance to the game. So there's going to be a lot more stuff, I think, with pools. I know we're doing a ton of good stuff with Splash Sports. Like you guys can go check that out. Like that's a big factor as well. But in general, I think the pool stuff is going to be a lot bigger moving forward just because it's easy, any buy-in level. You're still playing against other people. There's game theory and thought process to all of what you're thinking about and kind of a puzzle to it. And it's big money on the line still, like $2.5 million for Splash this year. Circa's what? 18 million or something? Yeah, something like that. Almost 20 mil. So,
and rake free. So yeah, I mean, it's all growing. I mean, it's fun to sweat all that stuff. We're not hating on best ball. I've been playing best ball for years. Just I know what I'm getting into. I'm not going to be screaming that Kyle Pitts or like this pod buried me. It's part of the game.
Yeah, you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll leave it at that. If you guys want to check out SHIPitNation.com, you can go do so. Definitely check this out. It's free to get in. We're giving away a ton of money, cash, prizes, whatever, every single day. You can check it out. The 12 days of SHIPmas today on @ShipItNation. People are already getting it in. We posted the winners of the last couple of days. You can go see me. Today is a creamy, smoky mac and cheese. What's the holiday side of choice, Title? If you're having a holiday meal, what's your side that you like? I
think mac and cheese would probably be mine too. I love mac and cheese.
Hoop, what's yours?
Nothing in particular, but yeah, I do like mac and cheese. I mean, I'm always a fan of some good mac and cheese.
Yeah, love it. Are you a Pepsi or Coke guy?
So I've successfully cut out pop. So now, if I was choosing though between the two, it would be Coke. But I try to avoid it nowadays.
You really stay away from the Coke. Definitely a bad idea. Then you got Beetlebane says my 5-year-old eats mac and cheese on a Tuesday, but you're probably eating like Kraft dinner or something or like the basics. We're talking about like the real homemade oven baked special. You know, you can do smoked, whatever. There's a lot of different things you can do to elevate a mac and cheese, and that's our guy Beetlebane. So yeah, we got to let him know. All right, I think that's it, boys. We'll get out of here. This was a fun one. It's a big slate tonight, so a lot of money up top. Definitely another good one. We'll have everything updated on the site over at ShipItNation.com. Go check out the 12 days of SHIPmas for Title, for Hoop, and for myself, ToeTagginTambo. Let's ship it.